Hi, I'm Kate Alley, Vice President of Development at Opportunity House, and we're here for Faces of Opportunity, and we've got Melissa Heydt with us today. She's the Vice President of the Children's Alliance Center.
Hi.
Hey, Melissa.
Hi.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
The Children's Alliance Center is a place where we do the forensic interviews for sexually abused children. So we work in the team approach, multidisciplinary team approach. So we get all of our referrals from either law enforcement or children and youth, and then we schedule the forensic interview with the child and their family. And when they come in for the forensic interview, it's a very child-friendly environment. It's decorated very nicely, it's colorful. We have a lot of toys and books and puzzles for children to keep themselves busy with while they're waiting with their families. When they go back to do the forensic interview, they are in a room alone with the forensic interviewer who is trained, it's a trained professional, to do, it's more like a directed conversation with the child as a fact-finding thing to find out if in fact any sexual abuse or any other kind of abuse has occurred with the child. And in another room, in the observation room, there are several professionals who are watching and listening to the interview through closed-circuit TV. It could be children and youth and law enforcement and sometimes a prosecutor who is observing the interview. So the interviewer will be interviewing the child for a period of time, and when they feel they've exhausted all their questions, they will take a break and they will go back to the observation room and check in with the professionals to see if there's any other line of questioning they should be pursuing or any questions they forgot, and they will go back into the interview room and finish the interview with the child. And then after the interview is completed, I think I did mention it's audio and video recorded. Mm-hmm. The professionals get a copy of that for their records and for their purposes, and especially if it goes on into a court proceeding, that's used as evidence.
And what ages of children do you usually see?
We usually see children ages 3 to 18. However, we also interview folks who are chronologically in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, but they function at a much lower level, who've been sexually assaulted.
Melissa, how many children do you see a year at the Children's Alliance Center?
Approximately 400.
Wow, that's a lot of really difficult stories to hear. How has that impacted you?
Well, I think I learned very early on, because this is actually my 42nd year in child protection.
Wow.
I've been with Opportunity House in this position for a little over 3 years, but when you're in child protection for that many years, you really need to learn how to take care of yourself. And any individual who works in this profession must take care of themselves in order to survive. So you just can't think about the cases, 24/7, and as an individual, you need to develop other interests, hobbies, activities, things with your family. You just can't focus on this topic 24/7.
Right, that must be really difficult at times.
It can be.
How do you know when you need to take a little break? How can you tell?
I think over the years I've found that and let me tell you, I have heard thousands of stories over all of those years, and to this day there are some that really kind of get to me when you have somebody who talks to you about the fact that they've been sexually abused from the time they're 5 up until 18 or even longer. Those kind of stories still get to me, and I think, okay, I got to take a break. I got to go out for a walk. I got to get some fresh air. I got to go to yoga class. I have to do something. So, I mean, that's what I do to take care of myself. Or, you know, when I'm at home, have conversations with my pet, Betsy. We have conversations and she talks back to me and we go for walks. So that's really important.
That is important. And when you started this line of work, did you know kind of the sorts of things you'd be hearing? And did you just expect that that's what it was going to be? Because it takes a very special person to go into that type of work.
Absolutely not. I mean, and when I was going to college, I knew I wanted to be in the helping profession, the counseling profession, and whatever, but never in a million years did I think that I would spend my job career working in the sexual abuse arena. It's just kind of something that developed as an interest for me when I got my first job in the profession, and things just kind of mushroomed from there.
Well, it's really wonderful that you're helping in an area that so needs qualified professionals. How has that impacted you in terms of your personal life? Have you become more vigilant, or how do you work with that contrast of knowing that there are people out there that do such terrible things, but also knowing that can be ways to get them help?
Well, I think that, you know, one of the things I've learned throughout all those years is that anybody is capable of doing anything. I mean, you can't pick a sex offender out of a crowd somewhere, because it could just be anyone. But I think I've gotten away from, you know, seeing a sex offender around every corner. For a while, you know, I was kind of thinking that. But it has made me more vigilant, I think, with our son. We had one son, and I talked with him from about the time he was 3 about, you know, how to protect himself, and, you know, to tell somebody if someone did something to him that, you know, made him feel uncomfortable. And I haven't had that conversation yet with my 2 grandchildren, but I will.
How old are they?
They are 6.5 and 2.5. Sorry, 6.5 and 2.5.
Wow, and it's important to start that young.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Wow. Well, Melissa, we really are thankful that you work at Opportunity House, and thank you for being here today at Faces of Opportunity. And you can find us on the internet at www.ophouse.org or on Facebook at Opportunity House. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Faces of Opportunity. You can find us on Facebook at Opportunity House or on our website, www.ophouse.org.